All right, Steve, I've gotten this plant delivered and we've got it unwrapped. We've got our little, situated on the container so it can self-water. But I look at the top of the soil, it looks a little bit dry to me.
Top is dry, Stan. And since it's been a couple days in the box, it's a little bit dry here, so I'm gonna give it its first shot of water.
Good.
So what I wanna do is I wanna give it a thorough watering.
Thorough watering, okay.
And then I wanna let the soil slowly dry down. That's the secret.
Okay.
Water, dry, 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 water, and let it dry down. Water, let it dry down. And keep it evenly moist. So what I wanna do right now is get some water going on it. I'm gonna water all the way around the surface of this here until I see some water popping out of the bottom.
And just like us, water is the key to life.
There you go.
Now you can see it coming down through the base.
Can you see it coming out there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that means I've saturated the soil profile.
Okay.
I'm good. It doesn't need any more water. But what I want to do is I want to use this capillary wicking material. As the soil profile dries down, it's going to suck the water up into the soil profile. So if I add water into the reservoir, it's got that much more water to use when I'm not around.
So it's a self-watering container?
It's a self-watering container.
Which is great.
So in most locations, this setup right here can go 2+ weeks without any additional water.
So for the person that wants to get out there and water every day, you don't need to.
No, you don't need to.
In fact, it's a problem.
In fact, you're going to kill your plants.
Which is the single biggest way that people do kill their indoor foliage is by overwatering with kindness.
There you go. So I've tried to get that right at the bottom of the grow pot. I think I've put a little bit too much water into it, but on this situation, it's not going to hurt this guy because it's going to pull that water up into the soil profile very quickly.
And I think people are always looking for ways that they can cut their amount of work, and this certainly does that.
Now, part of owning a plant should not be stress on keeping it watered. This lowers your stress level, keeps the plant, the soil moisture evenly moist, and that's what you want.
And I also see you've got some little, we're going to talk about it later, I guess, but little fertilizer, little green beads of fertilizer in here, so no one has to run out and buy fertilizer. And in fact, if they do that, they may cause themselves more problems.
No, the fine nursery folks who grew this plant wanted to grow as quickly as possible and get it to market as soon as possible. And they added fertilizer to the regimen and made it grow quickly. So it's going into an interior environment. It's going to grow much slower. There is enough soil nutrients here that you won't need to give any more nutrients to this plant for another 6 months.
Which is great.